If you'd like to skip buddy time and go right to the horror game itself, go to the timestamp right here. Hey friends, I'm so happy to see you. It's time for a surreal and disturbing adventure together. Today we're playing a horror game called Funerama, and it's about an artist whose mind is being thrown into madness. Before we get started with the game itself though, of course we gotta have buddy time. And for today's buddy time, I want to talk about how it feels when others are pulling away. And this can be in romantic relationships, it can just be in friendships, family member situations, basically any of your relationships that you have in life. When it feels like people are moving away from you, or maybe it feels like they're not as interested in you as a person as they used to be. I think it's very easy, and in some ways it's human nature, to start blaming ourselves. To start asking, what mistake did I make to cause them to do this? What did I do wrong? Could I have done something differently to cause them to not pull away? Friends, I'm here to tell you that not only is this rarely ever productive, it's almost always wrong. Blaming yourself for the decisions, actions, and feelings of another person is simply not worth it. Blaming ourselves is an easy way to try to find a why, but it's more likely that this person was going to make these decisions regardless of what you did. It's not always right to blame yourself for situations not working out the way you thought they would. Ultimately, people's behaviors are so unpredictable and can happen for a variety of different factors. So why is it that every time the first factor we think of and consider is ourselves? Blaming ourselves, wondering what's wrong with us. Change happens, people sometimes drift apart, and situations cannot work out. That's a part of life. Some of it is avoidable, some of it isn't. But what is avoidable is taking on that responsibility. Don't make the situation harder by putting that pressure and that blame on yourself, friends. I'm trying to do better and just accept change sometimes, and this is one of the ways that I do that. I love you all, and I hope you're safe. Welcome to Funerama. So a few of you might be wondering what the title of this video really means. I found this on Reddit about the game we're playing right before I decided to play it. This is a Reddit post in horror games by the game developer. I've made a horror point-and-click game, and its deranged visuals nearly drove me insane, is the title of the post. Apparently, according to this post, they worked with deformed wax medical faces and war photography during the development of this game. All of these images, I think, are hand-created. No generative AI was used or anything like that, of course, which is amazing. And I guess working so long with that kind of twisted imagery over the course of, even a small game takes a long time to make, many hours. I guess it kind of broke the mind of the game developer a little bit. So this kind of stuff just makes me even more excited to dive into projects like this. So here we go. Friends, welcome to Funerama. Here we go. I think this is about an author, but I love the visual direction of this game. I don't even know how to describe visuals like this, but I've seen games that have been stylized like this before. So we have somebody sitting here, and I guess it's just a point-and-click game. Oh. Are you okay? Is this a wax figure? So they look like they're struggling to breathe, but also like something's twisting their face? Okay, let's go back. There's nothing I can interact with there. And I think this is their work desk. Othel Wynne, The Ballad of a Rising Voice, the novelist at her house after winning the 47th Bryniarski Prize. Okay, but if you guys take a look, the eyes and the nose are not visible up here. I wonder if this is the same person we just saw, by Thomas B. Clark. For a woman who claims to cherish her privacy more than her own work, last Friday night came as some kind of shock. After a fortnight of deliberations, the committee of the 47th edition of the Bryniarski Literature Prize announced Othel Wynne as the first ever female recipient of the award, following a handful of notable publications that earned her the respect of a small circle of critics. Her latest book, The Mesmerizing The Ballad of a Sinking Soul, was immediately recognized as a strong contender in the race for the coveted prize. This hallucinatory journey of a penniless poet, followed by a mysterious black cat through the winding streets of St. Petersburg, had been read as a modern tale on Dostoevskian melancholy, infused with a taste for the absurd and the bizarre, Wynn's most distinctive and recognizable touch. Full interview with the novelist on page 11. So, interesting. This author wins the Bryniarski Literature Prize. First time a woman has received the award. Interesting. Okay. Orbelium Hospital Treatment Evaluation Card. Patient file, Othel Wynn. Initial symptoms, memory loss, sudden outbursts of aggression, visual and auditory hallucinations, incoherent and delusive speech. Current diagnosis, possible case of dementia. Recommend the patient to be interned. Is this as a result of working on the piece of art she was working on, or was she going through this and then decided to make that art piece? J.B. Norfolk Publishing. My dear Othel, thank you again for your birthday wishes. I appreciate the shaman talisman sent along. No one does dark little gifts like you. You know how much I've appreciated our editorial collaboration. You will always be my little Zero, the girl who knocked one day at my office with a pile of stories in her hand so big that the pages flew behind her like dead leaves from a sycamore tree. Something in your eyes seemed to beg someone to take these away from you, to relieve you of this charge. I was there for that, before the ballad, and many, many books after that. I guess the ballad maybe is one of her first pieces of work. It has been my life's greatest honor, but I'm afraid I won't be able to relieve you this time. The book you've sent is barely a novel. In all earnestness, it's barely a book at all. After The Palace of 1,000 Columns, my company won't be able to suffer another commercial disaster like this. The devilishness in which you seem to have resolved would make both Bulgakov and Huseman, I'm not sure how to pronounce that second one, blush. I once thought that publishing these stories was a means to help you, but this is different now. I'm so sorry. I'm only a publisher, not a doctor. With all my love, Jimmy. Okay, so her publishing company has reached out to her basically saying, look, the stories you're writing are continuing to get more and more out there. So it seems like all of these signs from all of these letters point to our character's mind breaking, our character losing their mind. Or maybe this character. I don't know if it's who we're playing as, but interesting. And what is this? Oh. What is that? Is that a mask we're wearing? Okay, let me go back. Is this Othel? Oh, okay. Drift away. What is happening to our character's face? What the hell? So is this a dream now? Oh my god. Okay, I see what the game developer was talking about. Imagine working with this kind of imagery for hours on end. I don't think I'd be able to sleep. So this is a rotting corpse, of course, chained up, and maggots dripping out of the eye socket here. This is one of the most beautiful games I think we have ever played on this channel. Hello? Talk? Hush, hush, little brother. That was just a bad dream is all. What do you mean? Let my skin crawl beneath yours, so it keeps you warm and cozy. I wonder if the brother's actually dead. What is this? So these are the dreams that she's having? Let me climb up the steps here. Oh! What are you? Oh wait, these are the books! The Ballad of a Sinking Soul, I think this one. This is the one that won the award. Othel Wynn, yeah, okay. The Palace of 1,000 Columns. So now we get to take a look at what is actually in these books she's writing. At the summit of an immemorial palace dwells Beliance, king of all that lies beneath him, but as age bears down upon him, his dominion over his subjects wanes with each passing day. In a desperate bid to cheat death, the sovereign summons the Cyclopean forces buried deep within the foundations of his fortress. Okay, yeah, this sounds really out there. Turned into the immortal king of an evanescent world, Beliance witnesses his world slowly falling into ruins. Under the vacant arches of his palace, he is lost in eternal contemplation. Endowed with a mythic larger-than-life scale that unfolds across millennia, this new novel by Othel Wynne defies every convention of contemporary literature. A harrowing, vertiginous... okay, this is really flexing my command over the English language. I'm speaking and learning so many new words. Tales of human finitude, The Palace of 1,000 Columns stands as the crowning achievement of Wynne's literary career. Wynne might just have written her... I don't know what that says. A haunted novel filled with existential dread. So again, important to remember, we have some good reviews here. This seems like a very kind of super artistic concept. This was a commercial failure for the publishing team, and it seems with each new book, the madness of the author is growing. If I had to describe this game in one phrase, I guess, I would say it's surreal and dreamlike. I think that's really what the developer was going for. I don't even know what in God's name I'm looking at here. This is just... Imagine waking up to this first thing in the morning. Oh my God. Okay, this is another novel here. Breathing Hammer, J.B. Norfolk Publishing. Okay, nothing much to see here. What is this, like a bookstore? Are you trying to sell me one of these books? I don't even know your name. I'm going to call you Johnson. Two for Twins. After The Ballad of a Sinking Soul, Wynne establishes herself as a master of modern literature, a striking tale of sick and devouring brotherhood. Okay, so was this book, The Ballad of a Sinking Soul, this was award-winning. This was probably a huge hit. And then what followed, that was kind of the downturn for the author. Can we talk, or like what are we doing here? I can't examine The Ballad of a Sinking Soul, so I guess we're just gonna leave. Okay, let's go ahead and walk straight ahead. Ooh, this looks like a normal guy. I didn't expect this. Hello. Look at what we have here. Soft skin, vivid eyes, blood-red gore coursing through an erect body, making the carotids ripple like a worm. A visitor. A reader, maybe? I'm sorry, both my manners and poetry are long gone. This pallid reverie has turned us into animals. I'm Ivan, Othel's first success. One of the characters. Oh! Surely you've read The Ballad of a Sinking Soul, have you not? So this is the main character of our big success. Everybody did once. I was considered the Raskolnikov of contemporary fiction. It all seems so far away now. God knows how long we've been lost into this morbid dream of hers. Okay, so that was her. I don't even know what I should wish for anymore. The others, they've been fighting, trying to make her let go. They don't see what I see. In this horror, I've found something I never thought possible, a consciousness of time, of what's going to happen in the end. The words of despair that she used to write me are finally touching my skin. I can feel her pain bursting all over my body, my cells a million atoms vibrating in a canticle of fear. I can feel the urge to live, paper turned into something else. Something more. But don't mind me. If you want to visit her, she's upstairs, contemplating the cemetery of her work, moving in between her books, inside them, inhabiting them with resent, tormenting each failure she's ever had. You can use this piece of flesh on one of the residents if you wish to see. Ew, I don't want this. You keep it. Oh. Okay. I'm too afraid to contemplate what's waiting for me beyond this odious smile. Simply too afraid. Okay. That conversation has just explained basically everything about what's happening. We are inside of the author's mind, and in her mind is a twisted hellscape of all of her creations. And it's like this madness has continued and grown so much. The characters in her head are almost like gaining a consciousness, like they're feeling what it means to not be fictional, to be alive almost, because our author is trapped inside of her own mind in a way. It's very out there, and again, I'm just giving my interpretation of it, but this is fascinating. This is absolutely fascinating. So can we put this flesh on... Oh, drift away. So now we're going into a dream inside of a dream here. And I imagine these also are characters from the book, or from the story she's written. Oh my god. Skull in the background here. Every single section or screenshot of this game is a piece of art. Could be a wallpaper. I mean, and this is a free game. Like, imagine the amount of work that each of these screens took. It's remarkable, and it's so inspiring. In a way, I really feel like these playthroughs together are us sharing, discussing, and experiencing art. And it's something I think everyone could benefit from doing more, you know? Art is an expression of the human soul. And in many ways, I'm getting the sense that the creator of this game, being an artist themselves, is kind of using Othiel's experience to express their own maybe frustrations and personal torments with creating their own art. And, you know, I think all of us can resonate with that in a way. So, this is how it ends for a sad, unwanted character. Thrown into a tree, my skin burned, my bones broken. The flames devouring my house, giving me just enough light to watch my baby hanging by the neck. Oh. That's what this is? It's like an animal? Such is the extent of Othiel's hate. She always resented me for the failure of breathing hammer. Oh, so the critical failure of the book is being represented by the torment of the character in her own mind. Critics say my character was underdeveloped. Truth is, her writings got so dry and obscure in the end that it was like we didn't even exist anymore. Whatever she was after, her characters had become mere excuses, mannequins for her prose. She didn't even bother to name my baby. She was just dog. It is a dog. Or it is an animal. I named her Lily in my head. Never got a chance to call her that out loud. Lily. That simply was not a part of the book. What was in that book was that magical hammer, though. Could crush a skull and let you see who the person really was underneath. In my misery, I managed to turn her sick plot idea against her. Crushed her grotesque facade in pieces so she couldn't hide from the truth anymore. But she got away eventually, before I could finish the job, taking back control, as she always does. Please, take this mask. Find some way to release her. To release us. For my Lily. Oh, I don't like these masks. They freak me out. But I love the way they look, like the painstaking detail put into them by the creator. Okay, I guess we can... There's a quivering inside my head, like the murmur of 1,000 creatures. They crawl and rejoice in anticipation of a coming feast. Oh, he's about to die. What if we played a horror game that begs the question... What if the characters inside of a writer's mind began to take on a life of their own during, you know, the mind breaking of the author? It's such a fascinating idea. I love it. I'm kind of obsessed with it. Okay. So this character was from The Hammer. We already met the character that was from the Big Success book, the Success Story. Let's put this mask on this character and see what they're from. Whoa! This kind of looks like maybe like a dark fantasy novel. Some sort of a twisted king here on a mountaintop. Oh, this is a famous painting. I recognize this work. Oh gosh, it's happening again. My Donovan. That monstrous threw my Donovan against that rock. His head broke open like if it was nothing but an eggshell. I can see inside now. Why is it so dark inside? Why does it always have to be so dark? I loved him. Against everything that messed up story told, I loved him. It's hard to be a perfect epitome of Wynn's character, you know, full of loathing and resentment. The last chapter of Two for Twins, and that's the book these characters are from. Did you read it? What she made me do to him. I guess she got what she wanted in the end. There's no escaping it. Not that we didn't try to fight. We had this perfect plan to make her hand still, keep her from resisting, from writing. Donovan was always the handy one. He got his stake right through her right palm, but mine... Oh, Jesus. I messed up again. I messed up so bad. And now my brother has this hole in his head, and I can't help but to find it kind of beautiful. This is how sick she wrote me. But I won't let myself be that person anymore. This will end with him in my arms, eternal love against an infinity of hate. Take both stakes off and free her. She can have me now that we are together forever. And we got another creepy mask. Thank you. Here is the only thing I can give you. It was part of the plan too, but you'd rather have it now that I blew it. So, these characters were written, and then, again, they're taking on a mind of their own, and they're being forced to do things they don't want to do. Because they are characters, and they are alive with their own feelings and desires, but the stories dictate them to do something else, and it makes it even worse because the writer is kind of using these characters as a conduit to express her own madness and torment in a way, which is not what the characters wanted. It's not what the characters wanted for themselves. They wanted to love and have different passions and live life in different ways. Again, it's a very fascinating examination of all this. I love dissecting these games with you all. I hope that's okay. I think some people maybe feel like talk a little bit too much during the gameplay, and I think that that's a very valid take. How do I leave? But I don't know. I love to examine these works. Oh, okay. I have to take the stakes here. There we go. Was that a giant monster? Drift back. Okay, so now the monster is, I guess, attacking them. And is this supposed to be a stand-in for Wynn? For Othiel? Oh, well, we have another mask. I think it is supposed to be a stand-in. That monster tormenting the characters. Oh. Okay. You are creepy. Can I talk to you again? I'm kind of curious what you have to say. Say, you wouldn't have seen a black cat in these tunnels, would you? His gaze. It's like he wants me to do something with myself. Something he's going to enjoy watching. Right. The story did center around a black cat, I remember from the description. Let's climb up here. Smash? With the hammer? Is this the author? Oh, pin? Oh my god. This is the author. And now we have to put the last mask on? Oh, this is twisted. The characters are rebelling against her. Drift away. Okay. Oh my god. What is this? How did this game developer create this imagery? Okay, I can't interact with this at all. I'm wondering if this is the author. We're in some sort of a chamber here. And it's gazing out into the solar system? Who do we have here at the edge of the universe? Alone at the edge of the universe. Singing a tune. Humming a tune. I can't remember. I did it. You ought to have seen what we did to each other in here. Who would have thought a poet and a writer could fight like lions? Anyway, it's over now. I guess this is what I always feared lay beyond the flesh. But I can see how I was wrong now. We were not meant to suffer. It seemed just right that I would be the one to do it in the end, you know? I, who brought her everything. Success, a dream bigger than she could ever swallow. Delusion. And now this, an ending. Not as a punition, but as a favor I owed her, and all the things that had to pay the price of what came after. This is the main character of her big success story that launched her career, which in turn led to her madness, to her frustrations with her art, to her kind of taking that out on her characters and creating this twisted world in her mind where the characters were rebelling against her. That was her way of coping with her failures. All these stories that weren't the ballad. All these characters that weren't me. They can rest now, live outside her own private hell, and stay what they were always supposed to be. Words on the pages of some books, and nothing more. Nothing more. Wow. Must be an immense amount of guilt this character carries. The one who started the success that also led to her downfall and the torture of the other characters that followed that were deemed failures. That hand is incredibly detailed. What's happening? Thunderstorm? Hello? Oh, is this her dying? This is a thunderstorm. Oh, wait, he's dead now. This is all... Oh! Okay. That scared the hell out of me. Dear God. I imagine this was a wax figure. I hope this wasn't a war photograph that was being worked with here. Oh yeah, she's gone. She is dead. Is that it? We drift back into reality. What a beautiful story. And in many ways, like, I don't consider myself a creative necessarily. Like, yes, technically I'm a creator, but really I feel like I'm sharing the art I experience that the real artists create with all of you. And again, it's an honor for me to be able to share that art and be in a position where I can elevate art like this, because this is just gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous, and it's a wonderful story, and it's beautifully developed visually as well. But all that being said, I do feel like I can resonate a bit with the central message. It takes a toll when you work on something and you put your soul into something, and it's something that you deem a failure. Maybe others don't view it that way, and maybe it's hard to explain to others why that is a failure, but if it doesn't live up to what came before, it's hard to accept that, and it's hard to process that. And it can take a very big toll on a person's mental health. It's happened to me with videos. You know, I put a ton of work into certain videos that I feel very passionate about and I believe in, and if it doesn't live up to my own expectations, I take that very hard. And it hurts in a way that is hard to explain. And so I kind of connect with the character in this game and how they were experiencing frustrations with their own art. And in a way I can connect with the characters as well, because I kind of identify with each of the pieces of art being almost like represented by a character. So yeah, I don't know. This is a beautiful game. This is a wonderful game. And I am so happy all of you were here to experience this with me. However, I have a surprise for you. It's Pumpkin. Say hi. Say hi, Pumpkin. I think I want to show the cats a little more in my videos and get them more involved with the channel, because right now I'm mostly showing them on stream, but they want to be a part of the videos too sometimes. And here's Big Chester Bear too. He's a little less common in the videos, but he's here. If you guys enjoyed the video and you're happy to be here, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and maybe even turning the bell notifications on. It really does help a lot, but at the end of the day, it just means the world to me that you're here. I love you all, I hope you're safe, and I'll see you in the next one.